It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Warriors out in Oakland. And for Golden State, they've talked about the importance of starting fast, playing with energy right off the tip. Let's face it, no team likes to play catch-up if they can avoid it. We'll see how it works for him tonight. And DeMarcus Cousins, no question about the talent, but Kenny, can he be the best player or at least a top 2 player on a championship contender?
Oh, yes. Maybe 2 depends on the rest of the roster, but his leadership skill is still a work in progress.
The league is largely about small ball now and pace, but Cousin always causes matchup problems with his size and skill.
Agreed.
And now, with the tip-off coming up shortly, we go courtside. Kevin Harlan has the call.
You mean shortly like you, Ernie?
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
We've got an electric crowd here in Golden State's Oracle Arena. We'll see the Cleveland Cavaliers facing the NBA champion Golden State Warriors. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brett Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, Kevin Durant is much improved as a defender, and maybe it's some overdue appreciation, at least as he sees it. He said, people are starting to recognize me as more than just a scorer. I've been trying to shake that rap since 2012. I look to impact the game on both ends of the floor. Kevin, back to you.
A two-way player to be sure, D.A. Thanks. And both these teams, Brant, love to push the ball, push the pace. What are some things that all great fast break teams have in common?
The biggest thing, Kevin, is that you have committed runners on the wing. Point guards, their vision of the floor, their peripheral vision, they're always looking for guys. If they have guys committed to, once the ball is rebounded by their team, that their first 2 steps are hard and they're filling the lanes, then excitement and opportunities for highlights are coming.
Running with a purpose.
Running with a purpose, running ahead of the ball, and then attacking the rim with great consistency. Having great runners helps the fast break game.
Good point. Look at Cleveland's starting group. The forwards are Osman and Love. Sexton and Smith are the guard tandem. And it's Thompson in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Sexton. Love outside. Osman kicks to Love. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Now, Love has a knack for recognizing when a teammate's going to break wide open.
And here is Curry. It's Durant on the wing. Golden State moving the ball around. Whoops, they pick off the pass. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. And Sexton slams it in.
And it's clear that Sexton loves getting out in transition. He has a strong sense for how to capitalize.
Ranked first in assists for 4 consecutive seasons, Brent. Are these Warriors the best passing team in NBA history?
Well, by the numbers, you would say yes. Assist rates that exceed even the Showtime Lakers back in the early and mid-'80s. Also, this team has been first in offensive efficiency for 3 straight years. I mean, it's been remarkable. So not only the best passing team, but maybe the best offense of all time.
Here's Thompson. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant.
And here's the good thing about Clay. He's not just a long-range bomber. He understands efficiency. Just look at the numbers.
Cavaliers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And there's the call on Curry. That is his first foul of the game. And the Warriors with some changes. Bell is checked in for Draymond Green. And it's Iguodala in for Kevin Durant. .1:15 left here in the opening quarter. Hill against Curry. Off the screen. Hill, no good. Warriors have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Back to Cousins. There's the pass to Bell. Over Nance. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Bell's got his first basket.
Yeah, in this offense and in this structure, there's going to be opportunities to get a lot more assists for Cousins.
Pass to Zizic. Now the feed to Nance. That one's off. He starts the game with the miss. Now the Warriors moving it up. Bell leading the charge. And Thompson gets it to go in on the assist by Bell. 6 points for Klay Thompson.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Zizic. He's guarded by Cousins. In the corner, it's Clarkson. Pocket 6. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick.
Just a nice job. Clarkson being elusive behind the pick and roll. Finds a way to score.
Here's Cousins. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And the foul called on the Cleveland Cavaliers. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And his percentage at the line last season, right at the 75% mark.
Two shots.
The free throw drops for Cousins.
And what we know about Cousins is he's a competitor, and I think he just relishes the opportunity every night to get out there and show what he's capable of doing. And I think a lot of people have been rooting for him more so in the past couple years than when he first came into the league.
And he makes the first but misses the second.
This is where we see Cousins a lot. He's always up there among the league leaders in free throw attempts. It's so hard to handle in the post. The D just never knows what to do with him.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. The Warriors on top, up 5. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. Kevin Durant provided insight into the chemistry of a team chock full of competitors.
You know, it's times where we argue and times where guys want to, throw blows, but that's a part of just being around guys for so long. And, but it's fun. It's fun learning more about yourself as a leader, as a player, and I think that's my next evolution.
And the mix of personalities for this Warriors team, part of what makes them tick.
Different leadership voices, all committed to winning. And I think within that mix, Durant is able to find his place and his voice.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game stats-wise?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Love the pace they're playing with. Anytime you can get your offense going without the defense setting up, you've got a huge advantage.
They've got Klay Thompson. McCaw is out there with Livingston. And there's Iguodala. And it's Bell in at the 5. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter. The WNBA, the top teams make the playoffs. We know that regardless of what conference. And the early results look good, Brent. Do you ever see that happening in the NBA?
I like the chatter about it. I like the consideration about it. I love the idea of the top 16 teams making the playoffs. But then I think to myself, well, if 12 of those 16 teams are in the Western Conference, then a lot of people are going to be watching something else come playoff time. So
travel just makes it prohibitive.
Not just the travel, Kevin, but the idea that you have these shifts. As we know, the Western Conference has dominated the NBA for at least the last decade, that there just wouldn't be much attention for the playoffs, at least throughout the country, if you did it that way.
That free throw, no good. And Colin Sexton, when it comes to scoring, the man shows you a little bit of everything.
Loves to drive it, loves to attack inside, improving his consistency from range. But what I love about him is the aggressiveness. This guy is always in attack mode.
No luck that time either.
And the aggressiveness Sexton plays with is infectious. He motivates his teammates to play just as hard.
Here's Green. Easy jumper from very short distance. Green's got his first 2 points.
This is where you want the shots to come from, deep inside the paint and high percentage opportunities.
It's stolen by Livingston. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Well, 6'7", Sean Livingston still can get up there and rock the rim.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland.
Sean Livingston has had such a remarkable comeback career and one of the more unique players in the league. At 6'7", plays really a true point guard position, but very rarely do you ever see Sean Livingston getting away from shots on the floor where he knows he can be devastating. 10 to 12 feet, back to the basket, up over the top of guys. Just a really unique set of skills from Sean Livingston.
He's checked in for the Cavaliers. Smith comes in for David Nwaba. 1:51 left in the first half. And Livingston, not really a three-point shooter, but Brandy does so many other things to help you win.
And really doesn't get up into guys physically, but is out there with his smarts defensively to be versatile, to be able to switch. I love when Sean has a little bit of a launch pad on offense to get to the rim and get up and throw down some dunks. Just such a steadying force coming off the bench for the Warriors in the past few seasons.
The Cavaliers shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And the first one at the line is good. Well, Greg, we know that Kevin Love is a great passer, but just how much more does that open up for his team?
I mean, his outlets get the team up and moving in terms of transition faster than probably anyone else could. It's very hard to double Love with the ball, as his awareness and that passing that you mentioned immediately will find the open man. Love's passing alone is probably worth about 10 extra points a game for his team.
How about the Cavs last year, making it back to their fourth straight finals appearance alongside the Golden State Warriors. And for a team in a city that just had so little to cheer and celebrate about, obviously LeBron James bringing their championship to them a couple of years ago, ultimately the golden era of Cleveland Cavalier basketball.
And there it is for them.
Yeah, they've gotten into a nice flow this quarter.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Here's Durant. And it's Golden State with another. And the Cavs and Warriors last year in the finals, Brent, the Cavs had a chance to even the rivalry at 2 wins apiece.
Well, they did, Kevin, but pretty much outmatched last year in the finals. Just too much roster change and not enough firepower to overtake the Golden State Warriors. The depth just wasn't there. It was a great ride last year with LeBron getting back to his 8th finals, but they came up short.
And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That's his first foul. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Golden State. Curry comes in for Sean Livingston. A switch here also for Cleveland. Clarkson, he's checked in for Jetty Osman. Warriors leading by 11. Green kicks to McCaw. The good-looking shot from the wing.
Draymond Green, we know he plays with attitude and he plays with force. And his teammates appreciate the unselfish approach he has.
Love at the elbow. Passes it to Sexton. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. It's rebounded by Golden State. The drive by Cousins. Durant dishes to Cousins. Second chance shot. Count that one.
That's a high percentage shot there, especially for Cousins. Just a nice touch inside.
Clarkson kicks to Love. And count it from 19 feet away. Love's got 6 points.
Textbook bounce pass there, perfectly timed.
Here's McCaw. He got it! That is one fantastic buzzer beater!
He hit that shot like it was nothing. Just another day at the office.
An incredible turn of events. It is bedlam here in the arena.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Warriors ahead as they wrap up the second quarter with a tremendous 17-6 run. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Draymond. Of course, not unusual to see you going up against bigger players. So how do you take advantage of that offensively?
I mean, you just got to take advantage of mismatches. You know, most of the time there's a big guy on me. If not, there's usually somebody trying to switch off. You know, I just got to know when to pop and just take advantage of the mismatches.
You've done just that in the first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. So far, a pretty lopsided game, but still one half to play. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. The biggest lead they were able to get out to during the first period was 6 points. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Their ability to get into the paint and get to the rim has been deadly, constantly attacking the basket. It was clearly their intention right from the start to pound it inside as much as possible. And I don't see them straying from that strategy in the second half. It's going to be another paint-based attack.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Well, they gave up too many good looks. You look at the field goal percentage against them, this tells the whole story. Not enough activity defensively, not enough disruption, Ernie. Like Kenny disrupts me all the time, not enough disruption.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my main man, Joel.
Joel, what up?
Now it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. So many modern offenses no longer rely on a point guard to initiate the play. Tell us a little bit more. Walk us through that process.
I think a lot of teams, Kevin, are getting more towards motion offenses, almost playing in a secondary break where you've either coming off a score, you're coming down the floor, the point guard gets off the ball, and with all the players moving around and with the multifaceted skill set of your small forward and your power forward who's now playing at the point, distributing the ball, setting screens, DHO. Because of that skill set, you don't really have the heavy reliance on point guard domination with the basketball, setting up every play, and being the only playmaker on the floor. Now you have 3 and sometimes 4 getting that job done.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Love is the 4 with Thompson in the middle. Smith and Osman are the wings. And it's Sexton in at point guard. Here's Sexton, following the basket by Stephen Curry. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And it goes on Draymond Green.
How many chapters last year were there to the Cavs season? A lot of player movement, a lot of drama in the locker room, and obviously trying to find their way back to the NBA Finals, which they eventually did. So would we say a successful year overall? Probably, but a little mismatched.
2 shots.
Free throw good, Sexton. And for all the things the Cavs went through last season, Brent, they still managed to get 50 wins.
Yeah, good enough for the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference last year. I wonder if they were not a home team, if they would have gotten back to the finals. It would have been interesting with all the additions to that roster, trying to come up with a makeshift offense around LeBron James, if they would have gotten to his 8th finals last year. Pushed to the limit several times, but ultimately appearing again in the NBA Finals.
Now here's Thompson. 6 points for him. Cousins, the pass to Curry. Screen by Cousins. Iguodala kicks to Cousins. Shot clock at 5. Off target on the 15-footer.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Sexton. Hill passes to Nance. And it's the Warriors on the break. Iguodala's running. Bell's shot is good. Bell's got his 2nd basket of the game.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
And he's checked in for Sexton. 1:10 left in the 3rd. Hill kicks to Nance. There's the pick. Clarkson with the ball. Shot off the screen. Goes back up. And the layup is good.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
That was what we call a brain fart. Not sure what was on his mind with that one.
A head scratcher there, and you wonder now, how much control really does the coach have over this team?
Now, here's Clarkson. From the arc. Here's Zizic. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch, and then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. And the Cavaliers with some changes. Fry comes in for Nance, and David Nwaba is subbed in for Kyle Korver.
One shot, gentlemen.
And trying to defend the Warriors. All that motion. Brent, how tough is that to defend?
Well, it kills you, Kevin, because it's not like you know if you give up an open shot, it's going to go in. That happens with most of the NBA. It's the fact that maybe you're 2 feet away or 6 inches away from getting a steal, and that play costs you, and it just keeps coming at you for 48 minutes. Those devastating shooters, all of that movement, really tough to guard, and everybody in the league's having their troubles with it.
And the 6'11" wingspan of Bell, superb at using that length to pry the ball away.
A shot by Clarkson, no good. A shot off that time. And so it's the Golden State Warriors out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. The talented forward pair of Durant and Green at the 3 and the 4. Curry and Thompson are the 1 and the 2. And it's Cousins in at the center. That's the Warriors' 5. Now, here's Clarkson. It's stolen by Curry. It's Durant with the drive, and then Durant with the dunk.
That's a big-time finish. KD dunking all over the defense.
Here's Clarkson. Thompson, a screen on Curry. And that one good from Clarkson.
There's just no excuse to leave someone that wide open. Communication breakdown.
Here's Curry with the 3. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. Durant's got his 4th assist in this one.
A thing of beauty, Steph Curry shot from distance, pure.
Clarkson passes to Smith. Just over a minute played here in the 4th. Great D that time from Green. Right side Curry. 2 points. That one goes.
Just feels like there's not a spot on the floor where Steph Curry does not have great touch.
The Cavaliers trail by 21. Here's Clarkson to the paint. Curry with the steal. The drive by Green, and Green slams it in.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
And the Cavaliers with possession here. The Warriors making the shot. Here's Smith. They can't stop the run with that one.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Couldn't complete the play.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Warriors.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Steph Curry.
Just active on defense, little things like clawing and scrapping and tipping passes and contesting shots. Came up with a lot of steals.
Just 4 to shoot, and the dunk by Love.
Kevin Love showing you he's got a little vert getting up to the rim.
Golden State's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Here's Green, and Thompson sends it back. Now, here's Sexton. He's covered by Livingston. And that one's good. Osman.
And finally, hitting their stride. This is the run they needed earlier.
Well, easier to do once the game is on ice, as your opponent sometimes has a tendency to relax.
There's 25 seconds left in the 4th. Sexton, a 3-pointer off the mark. Now, here's Livingston. Tight defense on him.
And you can tell they're ready to start celebrating a well-deserved victory here tonight.
Yeah, you can see the fans. They've already started celebrating themselves. A gutty performance.
The screen from Thompson. Love with the screen for Sexton. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Steph. Congrats on the win. How does this team continue to be the most cohesive unit possible?
To me, it's a commitment. And we know that that's going to put us in a good position to win every single night. Is if we bring the effort, multiple efforts at each possession where you might get beat, but you got to get back in the play. A guy's going to help you, you help him. We care about each other, so we want to make sure that nobody's left out to dry. And I think that's a big factor. And, we're just relentless on the defensive end.
Yeah, you guys have been one of the best defensive teams in the league the last few years. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.